Hey, good morning to everybody. Happy Monday. It's Daryl here. It's bright and freaking early. It's 3:30 a.m. here in Connecticut on the East Coast. Okay, I'm going through all the news feeds today. Couldn't find anything that I really sparked my imagination, so I go to Right Wing Watch on Twitter, and I came across a pastor. I've seen this guy before, a supposed pastor and a Trump fanatic. I don't know. I don't know what else to call him. A Trump worshiper. A supporter isn't a strong enough word. Okay, there's two videos, very short, about 30, 40 seconds down below. The links are down below, right to the videos. The first one talks about how Donald Trump is the Messiah. The Messiah. Seriously. Okay, so he talks about how Donald Trump, when Yahweh, I'm Catholic. I don't know much about Yahweh. I know Jesus and God, Mary, Joseph. Yahweh, not too much. Okay, so when God or Yahweh touches his ring to your life, you are blessed with supernatural blessings and prosperity. You don't have to work for them. You don't have to ask for them. You are just blessed. When God anoints you, Yahweh anoints you with his ring, you are blessed with supernatural wealth and abundance. Okay, so I've watched it quite a few times. And he goes on to say how Donald Trump is literally the Messiah of America. Not the Messiah of mankind. That was somebody else. I forgot who this pastor says. But he says Donald Trump is the Messiah of America. And he brought wealth to, you could tell because he brought wealth to America. And this wealth will be blessed upon his people, Trump supporters. I thought, isn't that Jewish people or his people? You can tell I'm not a theologian. Let me say this first of all. First thing, this sounds to me, this the first thing that came to mind was a chain letter. You get a chain letter, and if you do this, if you believe in it, if you write out 20 more of them, you will be blessed with supernatural wealth and prosperity and blessings. And if you don't, you will be cast down, and bad things will happen. So he basically he is saying that Donald Trump is the Messiah, and his Trump supporters are his chosen people because America. He claims that America saw it was just great wealth spread throughout America. I'm guessing a good part of America wouldn't agree with that they weren't all that wealthy between 2016 and 2020. I hate to bring this up too, but if you look at the actual numbers, 2008 housing market crashed, 2009 Obama became president. If you look at any of the numbers, jobs, housing, income, all that stuff, they started climbing drastically during Barack Obama's presidency. Look at them. Look at the numbers. They don't lie. Look at any of them anywhere, and they go up. They go all the way up. Donald Trump becomes president in 2016. So 8 years, America just got more wealthy. The housing went up. Jobs got better. Trump becomes president. It still continued climbing, but not quite as much. And then the pandemic, and everything crashed like never before. Geez, if Trump was the Messiah, why would there be a pandemic in the middle of his presidency? And why would he handle it so badly and lie to the American people that it wasn't that bad? Just some thoughts here. Another thing too, Messiah. When I think of Messiah, well, I think of a saint like Mother Teresa. When I think of Messiah, I don't think of a guy that owns mansions and has gold toilets. A guy that tells his supporters to beat up other people and he'll pay for it. A guy that says he loves to grab the parts of married women. This is the Messiah now. And we all heard that with our own ears. Trump, these are things that I'd love to hear Trump supporters say this is all fake news. Okay, so that's the first video. Like I said, it reminds me of a chain letter. And I got one more question too. He talks about it, like America is God's chosen land. If it was, I don't have anything against America. I'm Native American. If this was God's chosen land, why was Jesus born in the Middle East? Why was all the actual prophets and all the biblical things, why did they take place in the Middle East and not in America instead, if that was God's chosen land? Just asking a simple question. Okay, then there's another video down below. So now he's talking about Liz Cheney. And Liz Cheney is a Jezebel. She is the nemesis of the Messiah, Donald Trump. And this is what I took away from the second video, where he's talking about Liz Cheney. I know the Cheneys are not good people, all right? But as far as Republicans go, at least we have a Republican that's not falling in line with this Trumpist nonsense. Everything that Donald Trump does is great and terrific. Trump supporters believe he never lies. They all, he never lies. He tells the truth all the time. He loves America more than anything else. He gave up all his prosperity just for us. I don't know, man. I don't know if they should be. Are there Trump goggles that these guys put on that see him through a different light than the rest of us? I don't know. But this is what I took away from the second one. There's the two videos down below. Shane Vaughn, this pastor, and the second one, he talks about Liz Cheney, but he talks about women, and he goes, she's a woman. And listen to it, just the way that he says woman, and again, bam, I think misogyny. I think Nick Fuentes, I think Dalton Clodfelter, these guys that just, for lack of a better term, seem to despise women. And again, I hate to bring this up. I tried to think logically, because I have told you guys, I love women. So I had a hard time remembering the word misogyny. So I Googled men who hate women. And a book actually popped up. And I want to read this book. It came out in 2020. Men Who Hate Women. And it says from pickup artists to incels. The incels like Nick Fuentes, Dalton Clodfelter. And I thought about that because I never really gave much thought to the pickup artists too. I've never hit on women. I'm more the kind of guy. I hate to say this, but I get hit on. I don't know how else to say it. Both relationships I had in this last 15 years of being clean and sober, the girls were rather aggressively pursued me. I just found that this works for me, where I just kind of, I don't want to say ignore girls or women, but I don't hit on women, and I something must click because it seems to work for me. But anyway, this book, I'll put a link to the book down below. So I start thinking, I hear this guy, this Shane Vaughn, the way he just says women, can you imagine a woman? He says woman like he's talking about something in the garbage or something, something just foul. And I'm thinking to myself, what is it, man? What is it that these guys, I don't get it. Like I've told you guys, I think women are the most beautiful, and I started thinking about it. Other than the thing I'm going to get to, you know what I'm going to say. I'm trying to think logically, why, why do these guys feel inferior? Because that's what it seems like. If you have men trying to be superior, to me, that tells them that they feel inferior inside. They have an inferiority complex. Why? Otherwise, like, I see women as equals. I do. I see, we're better at some things, they're better at other things, and together we make a team. One not being better or smarter or whatever than the other, just different, and together a team. Makes sense to me. It's always worked for me. Why do these guys hate women? So besides the one guys that know I'm going to say, I started thinking maybe it's got something about giving life. And I don't want to say that men are destroyers, like with war, because we do tend to create a lot of things, along with women. There's women architects now and engineers and all that, and we do tend to build a lot of things, but we also tend to destroy most of the things we build. And then I thought about giving life. That's something men just cannot do. This is I'm amazed by it. I'm amazed by it. When I see a pregnant woman, I'm just in awe. I'm so in awe, it scares me a little bit. I've never had kids, and it to this day, I'm still amazed. And is it some kind of jealousy or something like that men can't do this? Is that it? Because that's the only other thing I can figure, other than, you know what I'm going to say. I get the feeling, like I said in yesterday's video, I've dated my share of women over 40 years. And one thing I know for sure, women talk. Women go out together. They have a few drinks. They don't even have to have a few drinks, but they have a few drinks, and sex is going to come up. They might not tell. The only men they tell are men that are secure. And what's going to come up. Size comes up, because it's the one thing women wonder about. They can't see. And they walk towards you, I've seen it 100 times. I've seen it 1,000 times. I'll make eye contact, and then she'll look down. She'll look at my feet, up a little bit, and into my eyes. And what they're wondering, And, of course, women are programmed not to admit this because, they're shamed about this. But it's a fact. We all have drive. We all have sexuality. And to think that, and I think this is part of the reason why some men are so scared or hateful towards women. Because they know. I've heard women and the way they talk. I've heard it over my years. And size always comes up, talking about their boyfriends or their husbands. And usually a lot of guys fall in the middle. Average, a little bigger than average, a little smaller than average. And those guys, there's not much talk about it. And then there's the guys that are really big. And that's not always a good thing. Because a lot of women don't prefer a partner that's that large. And then there's the ones that are very small. And women will tell guys that are small that size doesn't matter. I have never in my life heard a woman say that to me. Never, ever. The women I've dated, actually, I heard them brag to me about, like not to bring up Audrey, but when people would talk about shoes or feet or foot size, I remember Audrey bragging that I had size 15 feet. Just outright bragging. Daryl's got size 15. And it was kind of embarrassing sometimes. And I think some men like Nick Fuentes, Dalton Clodfelter, and Shane Vaughn are fearful of this. They know that they think that behind their backs they're being laughed at and mocked, and women are going, or either that, or it's the giving birth thing, or both. I'm trying to figure out why these guys, like this, Shane Vaughn says, women, like this is something in the garbage. I don't get it. The clips will be down below. You guys check them out for yourselves. I can't believe I've run this long. I hope it made sense. You guys have a great Monday.